2 German pilots killed in Lopen plane crash, investigation ongoing. Nicotine pouch law revision. Finland limits flavors to menthol and mint. Nokia CEO denies sale of mobile networks amid Samsung rumors. Rising housing costs put pressure on low-income families in Finland. According to the latest information from the Hämeen police, 2 German pilots, around 60 years old, were killed in the plane crash in Lopen. They were experienced pilots conducting a test flight before the plane was to be transferred to Germany. The police stated that the aircraft was owned by a third party, but this has not yet been confirmed. According to the Accident Investigation Board, the plane's engine had stopped working mid-flight, and evidence suggests it was no longer running when it crashed to the ground. Investigators are continuing to work to determine the specific cause of the crash. The plane was completely destroyed, and there is no black box to collect data. Investigators are looking into information from the GPS to help clarify the situation. The aircraft involved in the crash in Lopen, a North American Aviation AT-6 Texan, arrived in Finland in September 2020 for experience flights. The plane, dating back to World War II, had only about 3,400 flight hours, a very low number compared to many similar planes that have flown over 20,000 hours. This past spring, the plane was sold to Philip Loden, who then planned to transfer it to Germany. Petteri Teremar, the owner of Naviwings, stated that owning this plane had long been a dream of his. The aircraft had served multiple military forces worldwide and is regarded as one of the most famous training planes. According to Teremar, although the aircraft was a naval version, it was several dozen kilograms lighter than the Air Force version. The crash has reminded many of the fond memories of air shows in Finland. Minister of Social Welfare Sanni Grahn-Laasonen announced that the nicotine pouch law, which had been passed by Parliament, would not be ratified. In a statement, she said that the government would present a new amendment proposal, which would only allow 2 flavors, mint and menthol. This decision was made to address concerns about the expansion of the flavor list. Anna Marzar Henriksson, former leader of the Swedish People's Party, expressed concern that this amendment could increase the underground economy in Finland. Grahn-Laasonen stated that she had not contacted Henriksson directly but assured that the government had plans to ensure transparency in the legislative process. Henriksson also said she understood Grahn-Laasonen's decision and emphasized that the amendment could impact Finland's tax revenue. Rickard Purar, leader of the Finns party, agreed that this was the right step to address the situation. The initial law included flavors such as wood, rosemary, tea, and ginger, but only one company in Pietarsaari produces these flavors. Nokia has recently become the subject of much speculation following reports that the company might sell its mobile networks division. Bloomberg suggested that Samsung could be a potential buyer. However, during the latest financial results announcement, CEO Pekka Lundmark stated that Nokia has no plans to sell this division and remains committed to developing mobile networks. Lundmark acknowledged that the mobile network market is facing challenges but expressed confidence that it would recover next year. At the same time, Nokia is exploring growth opportunities in new areas, including wireless network technology for businesses and the defense sector. Although rumors of a CEO search had circulated, Lundmark reaffirmed that the company had no plans to replace him. Nokia also announced plans to reduce its workforce, affecting 350 employees in Europe, including 48 in Finland. These developments continue to draw attention as Nokia strives to maintain its competitive position in the mobile network market. Experts are increasingly concerned about the ability of low-income individuals to cope with rising housing costs in Finland. Living expenses, especially rent, are often the largest expenditure for households and are difficult to cut. According to Juha Pansar, director of the Tarkku Sartio Foundation, reducing housing costs is not easy, particularly for shift workers who need to live near their workplace. Furthermore, landlords often cannot negotiate rent increases due to rising operating costs. In recent years, the cost of living has surged, driven by inflation and changes in social welfare policies. This has placed a greater burden on the population, especially low-income individuals. Both Pansar and Zuni Parikkonen, director of the Housing Association, worry that this situation could lead to increased homelessness if appropriate solutions to provide support are not found. The Prisma supermarket chain in Finland is selling bags that closely resemble luxury French brands like Longchamp, Chanel, and Louis Vuitton, but at a price of just a few dozen euros. For example, a fabric bag at Prisma is nearly identical in style and detail to Longchamp's famous Le Pliage bag, though it is sold for around 40 euros, compared to 255 euros for the original. Dr. Heidi Harikkonen, a fashion law expert at the University of Turku, commented that the bag clearly took inspiration from Le Pliage and might exist in a gray area of the law. According to Harikkonen, while the law allows for trends to inspire designs, outright copying is illegal. S Group, the parent company of Prisma, explained that they were merely responding to consumer demand, as the current trend is to seek affordable fashion items. However, accusations of product copying are typically resolved on a case-by-case basis in court, and Harikkonen believes this issue should be examined carefully. In Sodankylä, the consumption of energy drinks has risen to the point that local authorities are considering raising the legal purchase age to 18. Reports show that 16% of 8th and 9th graders consume energy drinks daily, compared to the national average of 6.6%. This has raised concerns about the impact of energy drinks on health, such as causing difficulty in concentrating and insomnia. Many stores in the area have already limited the sale of energy drinks to those under 15, following recommendations. Discussions about raising the legal purchase age to 18 are ongoing in order to protect young people's health. During an exercise at Pori Airport, a scenario of a plane catching fire after an unsuccessful landing was enacted vividly and realistically. Students playing the role of passengers on this flight shared that the scenario closely resembled reality. In the drill, a plane carrying about 200 passengers and 9 crew members experienced an accident, resulting in some minor injuries, some serious injuries, and inevitable fatalities. The goal of the exercise was to test the response, rescue, and first aid capabilities. Arnu Karavonen, a nursing student, said she experienced feelings of suffocation in the smoke-filled cabin, unable to see anything. Playing the roles of flight attendant and panicked victim, Karavonen had to struggle with the situation and believed the drill would help her future work. The scenario was deemed necessary to strengthen cooperation between rescue agencies and local police. At the Paris Auto Show, European car manufacturers are showcasing a range of new, affordable electric vehicles to compete with Chinese electric cars. A notable example is the Citroën C3, priced at around 20,000 euros, promoted as the cheapest mid-range electric car produced by Europe. Guillaume Noël, Citroën's product manager, emphasized that low-cost models like the C3 are key to encouraging consumers to switch to electric vehicles. However, while European automakers are trying to compete, they remain reliant on Chinese parts, particularly batteries. Renault also unveiled a new version of the classic R5 model, which is entirely assembled in France. Meanwhile, sales of electric cars in Europe are declining, partly due to high prices and an incomplete charging station infrastructure. This has made it difficult for manufacturers to meet market demand and compete with low-cost Chinese electric vehicles. The city of Vantaa, Finland's fourth largest city with more than 250,000 residents, currently has about 300 homeless individuals. About 1/6 of them are forced to sleep outdoors or in stairwells. Vantaa is hosting the Night of the Homeless event to raise awareness of this issue. Support centers like Koisaranta are providing emergency accommodation for the homeless around the clock. However, with the rising number of homeless people, experts are concerned about potential service cuts due to a lack of funding. At Lopen Conservatory, the number of students enrolled in the rhythm music program has dropped to just 16, down from nearly 50 a few years ago. This program trains students in popular instruments such as guitar, electric bass, drums, piano, and vocals. In fact, no new students have been admitted this year. According to Zari Poaharaloinen, the head of the group at Lopen Conservatory, there are too many music training programs compared to demand in Finland. Many students remain satisfied with the quality of teaching and wish to continue their studies at professional colleges. Stella Loflund, a teacher at the school and a former student, said that her training at Lopen Conservatory provided a solid foundation for her music career. However, with a lack of students and government budget cuts, the future of traditional music training programs at Lopen is facing many challenges. An old harmonium piano has appeared at Miramarki station in Vantaa this week, surprising many passers-by. The piano once belonged to Mike's Diner, a restaurant owned by entrepreneur Mikko Soriolati, who was known for bringing unique activities to the area, such as placing pianos and hundreds of Harley-Davidson motorcycles at the station. Mike's Diner closed after nearly 10 years of operation when Soriolati suffered a stroke and decided to stop his business in Miramarki to focus on another restaurant in Tikko-Oreiller. The harmonium, previously stored in the old restaurant's warehouse, has now been moved to the station by its new owner. Soriolati said he has not yet decided whether to leave the piano there or bring it to Tikko-Oreiller. Nonetheless, the appearance of this piano has brought back many memories for him of Miramarki's lively past.